The times are gone when architect just drew on drawing boards. Just a technical drawing is not enough. He has to make plans for other special departments like building physics, statics, civil protection, fire and so on. A complex building has to be planned till the very last screw and visualized from every angle. Visualizations are centuries old. Just think on old cave paintings. Without going deep into archaeology, it can be said that these pictures has to communicate something. For example, new animals, hunting tactics and so on. Our script developed over the years from small images and symbols to our modern letters. To bring this abstract analogy to present, it can be said a successful architectural visualization should give some information, values, properties and also feelings. To visualize means to use images and sketches to describe something that you can't imagine by yourself without using other media like speech or text. For this, there are several possibilities, which I try to summarize here. Physical models are one of the effective ways to visualize architecture. It gives a very good alternative to show the planned room to a layman from other departments, because this is the biggest challenge for an architecture visualization, to present ideas and plans to people that can't read plans. Hand drawings and sketches are most likely the oldest technique to visualize architecture. This very stylistic and expressive method is unfortunately very hard to find nowadays, mainly because the technique requires a lot of knowledge, practice and also talent, not only for the tools to use, but also about the architecture, image composition, form and background, relation, values, colors, and mainly perspective. Nowadays, computers can handle most of these tasks. But this is the danger. If the computer becomes the autonomous designer, not only the quality of the design surface, but also the renderings. And here we come to CAD and CAD. Generally, it describes all computer-aided design and planning tasks. 1963, Ivan Sutherland developed on the MIT a software called Sketchpad. It was the precursor of CAD softwares and mainly used for airplane constructions. 1970, Frank O'Gary used the program CATIA for one of his famous buildings. And we all know which one this will be. This one. From the 1980s to the 1990s, there were several generations of CAD softwares, whereby the fluid transition from CAD to CAAD happened. CAAD differs from CAD in the set of tools. CAAD applications have a set of intelligent objects that are mainly targeted for the architecture and the architectural usage. For example, windows, doors, columns, but also managing features like printing the quantity of certain elements, area and length calculations. Typically, and nowadays, a common method to generate CGI is to render the image with a 3D software. Render, however, describes the process where the computer calculates the built wireframe model into a 2D image. Besides the actual modeling of the geometry, the render, or setting up the render, is the first step that gives a 3D model his appearance and character. This calculation can take hours or even days. This means the picture is not immediately there, not in real time. The counterpart will be if the image is immediately visible. In real time. Think of 3D verbs or games, you know, World of Warcraft or something like this, Mirror's Edge for example. The problem with 3D games is they can't handle in real time the complex algorithms that are necessary for realistic light calculations, because the graphic card is already busy calculating other games' content. However, exactly this processor of the graphics card, the GPU, is very promising and powerful, and in near future it could be used to realistically visualize architecture in real time. In fact, it's partially today possible. Because I see this trend in the 3D community, I am sure that in near future it will be possible to walk into a real-time architectural photorealistic visualization, and because of this, I wanted to share this to you. These following works now are used are done with classical rendering ways and are done by me. Modern architecture visualization and uses calculations that developed from old computer games like Catacomb, Wolfenstein 3D, Duke Nukem or Doom. Pioneers in their field, just like George Lucas with Star Wars 1977. For the movie, a 40-second long animation of the Death Star as wireframe appeared. Back then, one frame took 2 minutes to show up on the screen, what now happens in real time. At that time, there was no rendering. The animation was filmed from the computer screen and then used later in the video, in the movie. Then after Tron 1982 or Luxor Jr. 1986 was the first complete CGI film. If you googled Luxor Jr., you will find and see why Pixar has a jumping lamp in their logo. Since then, the performance of the PC increased dramatically, and so it was possible for the 3D industry and CG to improve their software, their calculation algorithms for photorealistic imagery. A lot of trends appeared: radiosity, global animation, HDI, irradiance maps, unbased rendering, and so on. And because this topic is really technical and special, I don't want to bother you with hardcore technical descriptions. For everyone else who has questions and want to know more, you can ask me, I'm later here, or you can write an mail. Thank you.